It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get your skate every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Alrighty, here we go. Everybody is back and everything is working. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Getting all ready here. We're at Tuesday. Got the live show coming up on Saturday at PJ National Resort and Spa. Getting all ready for that. Denny's tells me he has an item for What Did I Lick? That'll be one of the many fun games that we're going to be playing that Saturday night. Looking forward to that. Also, we got the Bush Wildlife Sanctuary making a guest appearance. They're going to be bringing some animals to put on our head. That's a fun game. We get to lick weird things and have weird things put on our head.
Yes, I'm
Just
excited.
Two fun things. Mm-hmm.
Don't forget the cocktails. That's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got a couple different cocktails for you to try out. Got a couple general admission tickets still available if you want to check it out with us. Show starts at 6 o'clock on Saturday, $46. That's with all the prices and everything. Go to WRMF.com and you can sign up for that. And you get the complimentary valet, too, if you set up a dining reservation at Honeybell or the Butcher's Club. I mean, we're going to be done with the show like 7:30. Especially if you did the VIP thing, you have your photos already out of the way. It'll be 7:30. It's a great time to go get some food. Like
Absolutely.
If you set an 8 o'clock dinner reservation at either Honeybell or Butcher's Club.
They have great food at both of those spots. They really do. You will not be disappointed in your meal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So jump on it. So I think we're at the mark of what we thought was going to be sold out. And they said, well, we might be able to, put a couple other people in here or there.
Oh, they're expanding it a bit?
They added more chairs.
Oh, that's cool.
They were like, okay, I think we can put more in here.
Yeah, so they're kind of reanalyzing. So I think they've opened up a few. So if you do want to get those, go to WRMF.com.
More chairs, more people, more fun.
Yep.
Oh, more people, more titties.
Oh, yeah.
2 on every person.
Mm-hmm. Earlier, we were talking about the Panthers parade on Sunday. Looks like they had double the amount of people that they had last year. They're predicting it was around 400,000 people that showed up.
Wow.
I did see some of the traffic getting out of there, and somebody's like, I did not think this through. And they were stuck in what looked like endless traffic, maybe around the 17th Street Causeway. So
the move is get a hotel room. You got to come the night before. You got to get a hotel room. You got to just make it your little home base.
Yep.
And not try to deal with that traffic getting in or getting out.
Some people can handle traffic and they accept it. They don't get mad. I don't know if anyone on the show can accept traffic.
I don't love it. If I sit in 2 hours of traffic, I am going to be beside myself. I'll pull over someplace and go eat for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Before I sit in a car of bumper to bumper traffic for 2 hours.
Such a badass. You hear that, Kev? She will sit and eat for 2 hours. She don't give a shit.
Don't let her fool you. She's drinking.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's not a lot of eating. Right. It's a lot of drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't tend to stuff your face with food and then drink. And I love how you and Kevin tend to, in quotes, pig out. It's nothing to what pigging out really is.
I got an appetizer and a salad. Okay, I pigged out.
Okay.
She'll eat a piece of shrimp. Oh, yeah. Mama's just going to town.
But I am that girl that orders 3 cocktails.
Oh, I know.
I'll have a coffee drink because I need a little pick-me-up.
Yeah.
Then I'll have my champagne drink, and I like to have a little dessert cocktail too.
I'm not
at once.
I'm like that though. If I know if I'm going out to Taiwan on a bit, food slows it down.
You're right.
It slows me down. If I'm eating, I kind of want to just like chill and not,
eat less, drink more.
If you're going out to be in the wild,
right?
Mm-hmm. Well, we were kind of breaking down where some of the Panthers are going to be. Last week, you had Sam Reinhart. He was out there at the Raising Cane's in Tamarack. Brad Marchand, he went to the Dairy Queen in Sunrise, which is where Deani was. She was able to get a photo. You can see Brad right there.
Oh, fancy.
The window, all that kind of stuff. They got him in a Dairy Queen shirt. So I'm just kind of curious, how much was that deal? How much do you pay Brad Marchand to come out and work the window at your Dairy Queen?
That's minimum $20,000.
You think so?
Yeah, he probably made 20 grand for that gig.
Okay. Yeah, she said we had an early little feel-good Friday here. Got super lucky, able to get to be one of the first ones in line to see him at the Dairy Queen.
Did he bring the trophy? Because that does matter.
Don't think he did. In fact,
Okay,
what I saw, I guess each player gets a turn with the trophy maybe for a day, and then they have it for maybe the summer, and then I think they have to return is kind of how it works.
That's the day you want to sell your Dairy Queen deal, the day you have the trophy, because you can get more.
See,
if he shows up without the trophy, I'd probably only give him 10 grand.
If you got the trophy, you put French fries in that thing.
Yeah.
They were saying
Good.
put a blizzard in it and then turn it upside down.
Oh, okay.
Do you think that in the history of throughout the years of hockey, one of these hockey players who's a little, rough around the edges has taken a dump in it?
I hope not.
You wonder though, right?
I doubt it.
You doubt it?
There's so much respect on this trophy.
Well, it's the replacement. It's the replica. And maybe they're drinking. They're all, hockey. We'll have to fight.
You think someone pooed in it?
I'm asking the question. You say no. Clearly, you're repulsed and shocked.
I don't think anybody that plays hockey would ever defecate in or allow the trophy to be defecated
Right.
in.
I think you would have somebody come cold clock if you did that.
They would knock a dude out if they saw somebody doing that.
Okay, I'm just asking. Seeing where
I feel like I should knock you out for asking.
why? Because I'm a journalist that asks the tough questions, the questions people don't want.
The questions nobody wants to know.
Yeah, no one wants answers to.
I could see somebody barfing at it.
Barf, yes,
Yeah.
but accidental.
Right.
Well,
You don't barf or poo in it on purpose.
and I think you're misconstruing what I mean by all this. I think the person, like let's say the hockey player who has it for the night, they don't think they're being disrespectful. They're just all drunk and like, oh, this would be funny. Look at me. That's what I'm. Because wrestlers would do that kind of thing.
After they get their ass beat, be like, I guess it wasn't that funny.
I'm failing to find the humor.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's funny, but never mind. I lost the fucking room again.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I think these guys
Got
respect it too much.
Heard. I'll never ask it again.
But if we had a KVJ trophy, you can poop in that.
I think it's a terrible thing to do. I would just wonder. I know athletes can get crazy, especially if they're drinking, and sometimes that crass humor.
I could see maybe somebody having it when they're in the throes of passion, maybe holding it while you're
Yeah, that probably
going to town.
Yeah, I bet that's happened.
Not by yourself.
No, I know that.
Well, why'd you do the symbol for jerking off?
Never mind. I didn't realize I was doing it.
It comes second nature.
It's so natural.
He'll be delivering a speech, and all of a sudden he just starts doing the tug motion.
Like if you're like with a girl and you're holding the trophy and
Yeah.
you're giving it to her.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I bet you that's been done.
She said, yeah, we managed to ask for autographs and a photo, which is smart because if you go to Palm Beach Autographs tomorrow to see Brad Marchand, you're going to be paying $150 for that autograph and $110 for that photo.
Dang, Dairy Queen was the right place to go.
That was a $260 value you got there.
And you got a blizzard. You can't get that at the autograph shop.
Yeah, right. So, today, Barkov, he is going to be at the Caneswear on University Drive in Davie. His autograph's $100, photos $80. Tomorrow, Aaron Ekblad is out there from 2:45 to 4:15. Sam Reinhart's on Thursday at 3:30. Verhaeghe's there 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday. And then the Palm Beach autographs, you got Marchand there tomorrow, Sam Reinhart on Saturday. So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff. What a great time, though. And they're saying really that they think that the way the Panthers are set up, that they could get this legitimate dynasty going.
Three-peat.
Yeah, they said, a lot of them are just saying, look, we want to be here. We want to play here because of how it's set up. The training facilities are amazing. They just do everything right. It's well run. I think
South
that's all,
Florida.
That's all Bill Zito. Yeah.
It's a vibe down here.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to be in a parade on the ocean side and have all the people screaming and yelling and like the vibe of this beach town, Fort Lauderdale? That's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So much fun water sports, so much fun things to do. A lot of these guys are from Canada.
Right. Yeah.
They don't throw down in Canada like this.
It's true. That's true. And I think South Florida is kind of starting to get hockey. You know, we're kind of late bloomers with it, and it's not a natural sport for us, but it's definitely picking up. So that and our soccer is getting to be something. Have you seen the stadium they're building for Inter Miami? I think
But you're
it's gonna be
excited.
nice. Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I mean, I'm all in. I've been watching all these soccer shows. I'm into the middle of Welcome to Wrexham. So
Did you get to go to that game the other night? You were all jazzed, hoping to maybe go to one.
You know the answer to that.
no, we didn't
I
go.
do.
Yeah, I can't get anybody else in my family to buy into it. So
Damn.
I'm the lone.
Not even Cannon?
No. I keep trying to get him encouraged. I'm like, oh, you got to watch this Welcome to Wrexham. He has no interest. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, that's all right. Just me.
Can you wager money on it? Maybe he'll be interested then.
That's what I need to do. Yeah. Yeah. Let's put some money on this. Yeah, and then I got to encourage his gambling. So it's either he doesn't like soccer, or I got to encourage his gambling. Probably.
You want to go to a game, don't you?
Yeah, I know. I hear you. Yeah, what's the cost? What's the cost? So yeah, some of the fun stuff going on. Had a lot of additional suggestions for Denny's, who is going to be getting on a plane with baby Lachlan, just over 2 years old now. And some of the suggestions, Brandon said, bring a tablet and snacks in a bottle and enjoy other people's faces when your child blows up his diaper. My son, now 12, was on his first flight around 2 years old to Pittsburgh. We were in coach, but right behind the last seat in first class. At first, it was a little embarrassing when my son pooped his diaper. It was very audible and bubbly. A few minutes later came the smell, and people out of earshot now start looking around, and 2 rows in front of us, a man turned his head sideways with the grossest look on his face, and it was Dan Marino.
It was Marino?
Dan Marino don't take a turn well.
I don't think he does. I think he would.
I think he's pissy already.
Yes.
From everything that we hear about Dan Marino and fan interactions in South Florida, he's mad before you shit near him.
I could see him yelling at the kid like he's in a huddle.
I'd be like, go up there. Go hang out up there. Go talk to Mr. Marino.
That's amazing. Yeah, I could see Dan would probably not find any humor in that. He would not be pleased.
Not be pleased at all.
You do not drop dookies around me. And Pat said, as a father of 4 boys, I recommend bringing duct tape and rope. It works best. Okay.
Duct tape and rope.
Lachlan's such a sweet kid, though. All you gotta do is hold him, and he just puts his head on your shoulder. He's just such a sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
Kids too, you can like hold them up and show them like the people sitting behind them, and if the people sitting behind you are cool, they'll like make faces at them and like, you know, it becomes like a group effort to keep baby happy.
What
Yeah,
if you turned around and looked back, and the woman or the guy said, "I hate babies," and they hissed at you?
All right, then we remove baby, put baby back down.
We don't show.
We will not show baby to her again.
Not to the hissy person.
No, if you hiss at baby, that's it. We're done.
And Engineer Keith, who just had his own child.
I saw the pictures.
Nice.
Great.
Aw.
Yeah, he said somebody wrote in to say that their wife had kind of reneged on their mutual decision to have kids. And what I would think of is maybe IVF. That might be a nice compromise. You harvest the eggs and sperm, step 1. Step 2, you mix the eggs and sperm. Step 3, you transplant the embryo. But you don't have to do all 3 steps in succession. You can stop at 1 and just spend $100 a month to store the eggs.
Okay.
So maybe you hold on to them for a time where she might change her mind and be like, okay, I got the footing I wanted in my career, and, you know, it's time now. But that was his problem.
I like it.
Kind of reminds me of baking a cake.
Yeah.
A lot of steps.
That is. That's it. Probably a lot more fun
Except
making a baby than a cake. but-
Don't frost your baby and eat it.
No. Only you do that when you give me those fucking New Orleans treats, and don't tell me there's a baby inside of it.
King cake.
Yeah, I'm famished eating the shit out of this king cake, and all of a sudden I go, what the fuck is in my throat? Oh, it's a baby leg.
Take you out.
Good gosh, this woman wants to kill me.
Well, maybe don't eat like a wolf.
You low-key are trying to murder me. Low-key, I said.
And I got an email here about setting some family boundaries. It says, my oldest brother and his wife have caused years of family drama. I've stayed quiet for peace, but therapy. My spouse and raising my kids taught me that setting boundaries protects them too. And after a summer full of their usual nonsense, the final straw was my daughter breaking her foot the morning of her gymnastics birthday party.
Oh, no.
She still insisted on going through with it to celebrate with her friends and cousins, and I updated everyone, including my brother and sister-in-law, about the situation shortly before the party. They didn't show up, and they text after the party had already started saying that something came up. Later, I found out they were mad that I posted on Instagram before telling them about Avery's foot and deciding to skip the party out of spite, punishing a child over a timestamp.
Wow, that's low.
That moment made it clear I'm done. I've severed ties, even though it breaks my heart not to see my nieces and nephew. I don't believe being family means tolerating toxic behavior. Am I wrong for finally cutting them off? Sarah.
If your sister-in-law didn't come to your daughter's party because she was mad that you posted on Instagram about the foot breaking and then reached out to them about the foot breaking minutes later, she is just looking for a reason to fight with you, and she is a nasty person, and she punished your daughter because she was mad at you. Fuck her.
I can think of 1,000 things to be more upset about right off the bat.
This girl wants beef with you. I'm telling you right now, It doesn't matter what you do, Sarah, she's going to find a reason to have beef with you, and she's going to try to turn everybody else in the family against you, and that's just her. This has nothing to do with you.
There's somebody in my family, they're older, and they don't understand. They're not a social media person. They don't get it. They don't believe in it. They think it's stupid. So anytime you put anything on social media before they find out, and what they deem would be big news that should have come from your mouth to them, they get so pissy. They will absolutely punish you. They'll ignore you because you didn't tell them before you told the world. I think they're wrong.
It's stupid.
Well, they're not living in today's world.
Right. And that's the thing. When you're having a moment, when your kid breaks their foot and you're dealing with all that, you document it and you post it. If you post about your life, which Sarah does. And then you go, oh my gosh, let me tell everybody at the party, here's what's going on. But it wasn't done intentionally to slight your sister-in-law, but she wants to make it personal, and she wants to hurt your child by not bringing your child's cousins to the birthday. That is an evil bitch.
I will say this, so there are some announcements in life that you need to tell you. I don't think this is.
This
one of
is
them,
not one
but
of
there
them.
are some things in life. Like let's
Somebody
say
dies?
Yes, and I'm on social
That's what it
media,
is.
or I'm even on the air. There's some things that I can't talk about because not all of my family knows about it. And if they were to find out on the air or on social media, they would be hurt. If it was a big deal.
If you get engaged to Honeyface,
All right.
then we need to find out about it face to face.
Of course, Regina.
not on a social media post.
Yes. Boy, I feel like breaking a foot right now.
Mine or yours?
Mine.
Mine or yours.
No, but Sarah, you are putting a good boundary up. Anybody who would hurt your child because they're mad at you is a see you next Tuesday, and I think you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? Please spell it out.
She's a cunt.
Oh my gosh, Kevin.
Sorry. That is a major offense to me, to hurt a child because you're mad at the child's mother.
Yeah.
That's not how family treats family.
No, I think you're going to have a lot of people that will be ridiculous and insane in your life. And unfortunately, a lot of them are going to be family. And you just got to decide on how you want to handle them.
And just to make you feel better, everyone's family is fucked. I don't care who
You're
you
right.
are. Everyone's got somebody or something going on in their family that's either a roadblock or a divot that you keep stepping in.
You're right.
That's what family is. And
It's normal to have messed up family.
It's normal to have fucked up things go down with your family. Believe me, yes, just no.
Me too.
We all got
Kevin
shit.
too. Everybody.
Well, there's no such thing as the perfect family.
No, there's not. You're always going to have problems, but how you react to those problems is what you have control of in this situation. So you just don't let that girl around your family. If that's the way that she's going to act, she gets cut off. That's it.
One person said, "You are wrong. You are punishing your nieces and nephews for what their parents have done." Now, to me, when I see something that is done and I have, people that do things, a lot of times it's qualifying who they are, and you have to get an understanding, and you realize there are going to be people in your life, especially family, that might be difficult. And the hard thing is, figuring out how to treat them. And I think there is a point to that. I mean, you are kind of cutting off, your kids from getting to know them and whatever, and they may be well-grounded and all that.
I wouldn't cut off the cousins from each other. I would cut off her access to hurting me. I don't let the sister-in-law hurt me anymore.
Yeah, I think, and easier said than done, but I think when you have situations like that, just realize that's how she is and dismiss it and move along. Well, whenever she gets over it and wants to do a little play date with your kids again, then you're like, all right, don't hold the grudges and bring it to, but understand she is what she is.
There are certain people in my life, I'm not able to escape them. They're part of my, and I've just realized you have to accept them for who they are. They're not going to change. And you, just like Kevin's saying, once you accept it, from a certain and you're not surprised of someone's behavior, it becomes easier. If you're already prepared knowing this fucking person's going to give me a headache about A, B, and C, I'm prepared for it. It's the way it is. Mm-hmm. It is easier to swallow.
But your sister-in-law, make no mistake about it, she wants a reaction out of you. Yeah. She wants you to say, that's it, we're done with you forever. So maybe Kevin's right. Don't give her that. No. Set up a boundary where in your mind she doesn't get access to hurt you anymore, but you don't alienate the cousins from each other because then you're just as bad as her.
Yeah, I'm not big on cutting off family because just like you're saying, you're gonna have conflicts with family members. It's just going to happen.
Don't let her get that rise out of you though.
You're right.
Don't let her know that she upset you. And as much as you can, just be like, oh, well, whatever. She doesn't matter. Because she doesn't.
Yeah, I think Big Prince P said it well. He said respectful distance.
Yeah, and you can do that. That really is a thing you're able to do.
Mm-hmm. It takes a little practice.
Yes. It's tricky. And it's going to be tricky to navigate it with the kids. Mm-hmm. But you got to try to make sure that she can't hurt you personally.
Yeah, there's just unfortunately some people you just know that they're going to be bringing negative energy with almost everything, and I a lot of times feel sorry for that person because they're so unaware that they do that to everybody in their life, and they don't realize how much people don't like them, and they think that they're doing everything the right way, and everything is a contest where they got to chalk up wins, and in their mind they're undefeated. Their scoreboard is flawless. It's me 1,000, everybody else 0. And what a tough way to live life, and that's how they go through it.
It's also cool, too, if you can find someone else who sees what you're seeing and you're able to possibly joke about it through humor, just between yourselves to kind of lower the defensive anger. Because I know, playing for that one psychotic baseball coach who hit me a couple times with the baseball, you were scared, you were clanked. But then when I saw other players laughing about it and going, it became
a loon.
It became a joke, and his anger didn't even matter anymore. He became a kind of a cartoon character, and through strength in others and everyone kind of getting on the same page, it took away some of his power of being this big bad wolf.
There you go. Laugh at her.
Yeah.
When she's all mad and she wants to yell, laugh at her.
Yeah, I mean, or laugh in private with somebody, and people need to vent. I didn't say gossip. I said vent.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I need to vent right now.
I
Tell us everything.
No, I got your text message, Kev. Yep, I agree.
Whatever.
She is a bitch.
Oh, whatever. You should see what he writes me about you.
Oh, I already know.
And Alfonso sent an email. He said, talking about psychic dreams, I had one when I was either 10 or 11 years old. It was about 20 years ago. It was a dark and gloomy night. It's kind of like it was in that famous painting, Nighthawks, the old dark 1940s moody diner.
Oh, yeah.
I was outside in the rain, and some old school detective throws a piece of crumpled up paper from his car window at me and yells, "Fuck off." I'm like, all right. I bend over, I grab the paper, and I open it up, and it has a list of names on it. I wake right up, and I go run, and I write down the names on a sheet of paper. The first had my grandma, then uncle, and then more family members. Then a month later, my grandma passes away. First on the list. A year later, it's my uncle. Second on the list. Third, my other grandma. Third on the list. In that same year, my other uncle, fourth. I still have the list with me with the names, and it has more family members on it. Still freaks me out to this day. What is that? It also has my own name on it.
Ooh, where's your name in relation to where we all are on the list of deaths?
And what if I just scratched it out here and wrote it all the way at the bottom and added 25 other names?
Yeah.
Will that change fate, or is it?
Can I give you a few names to add to it?
Right.
I got some people I wish would drop dead.
Yeah. That's fascinating stuff. Yeah, some people do have stories like that you cannot explain on some things that work out where it's like, wow, I don't know. And to me, I love those stories because it's just an anomaly of there's no explanation. And it kind of lends itself to saying there may be something out there, powers, whatever it might be, a different realm.
Speaking to you.
Yeah, there's a whole other dimension that is out there that we can't see here, don't know. And if we did know, it'd probably blow our minds.
Well, I mean, I've said it so many times. Electricity was always there. We just had to harness it. What else is out there that we haven't harnessed yet? I think a lot of stuff has not been figured out when it comes to our dreamlike state. I think there's so much more to learn. We're just barely scratching the surface. I mean, think about how much you sleep in your life. It's a big part of your life.
Did you guys smoke weed between the two shows?
I don't want to speak for Kevin. I ain't speaking for Kevin.
I feel you, man.
What else is going on out there in the universe,
Dude,
man?
I've been a pothead before I was a pothead. I've been asking them, why are we here, Mom? Why are we here?
She's like, I don't know. You're 3.
That sounds about right.
And Jaybird, a couple weeks back, you mentioned hearing a loud sound in the middle of the night, but finding no evidence of anything falling.
It was loud and it was long. You know, something falls and it's kind of a quick.
Yeah.
It sounded like a wall was tumbling down and caving in.
Wow.
I was afraid to get up because I thought part of my roof was gone.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Rooster here is saying it could be a rare sleep disorder that causes people to experience imagined loud noises or explosive sensations in their heads while falling asleep or waking up.
Oh, anything's possible when this cat's falling asleep or waking up.
I do wonder if that's why I'm getting that sleep study done. And I am curious to see what else is going on because I am so tired and I go under. But as soon as I go under, something rips me out of my sleep, and it's all the time. It's something that's not every other time. It's every single time. And if I don't get ripped out, I go into this nightmare state. And I always know I'm in this place because I can see this very long highway, but it goes straight up like a big old building, but it's built like one of those curls, those chip curls, you know, the spiral ones.
Yeah,
that's how the whole thing. And that's how I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get to the top. I gotta get there.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Now, would you call that a nightmare, or is that just a dream for you?
It's a nightmare because there's a lot that goes into it. Usually, to try to get to the top, I'm being chased, or someone's got a knife on me. It's never a good situation, and I can never quite get to the road, to the bridge. But I also don't want to get to the bridge because the bridge goes all the way up to the sky.
How about that?
I didn't smoke any pot.
Maybe you need to.
They had a study that came out today about nightmares.
Yeah.
What'd they say?
They said that basically it stresses your body the same way stress would if you were awake.
Damn, that's not good.
They said people that have a lot of nightmares will age faster.
Look at my beard.
And they say that people who have nightmares at least once a week were 3 times more likely to die before the age of 70.
Oh, I have them every single night. If I take a nap, I have night terrors.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
But I've had them for so long, I'm used to it.
I have pleasant dreams. Last night I was playing with lion cubs, and I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, I love lion cubs.
It's so cute.
If I have a good dream, it's usually one that fucks with my head. My mom will be sitting on the end of the bed and giving me, like, telling me something, but it's not a nightmare, but you still wake up going, kind of fuck with my head. But it's not a nightmare. That's about as pleasant. I'd never have a dream where I hit a game-winning home run and then I'm petting a unicorn and it's raining Snickers. No, that never happens.
Yeah, they said the nightmares will lead to prolonged elevations of cortisol, the stress hormone, which leads to faster cellular aging.
Cell damage. That's what it's about.
Mm-hmm. And Corinne said, I've had a dream catcher for many years and I've never had a nightmare since I got it.
Bragger.
Do you have a dream catcher in your room? That's that little Indian thing. It's really cool looking.
No, I have a nightmare getter. It basically sucks all of the evil from the world and it goes right to your brain when you sleep.
It's a porthole to pain.
And that thing with the loud noise, if you have it, it's got a cool name. It's called exploding head syndrome.
Whoa.
That some people will imagine in their sleep. They hear a loud bang, and they're like, it's just imagine.
I will hear, like, I'll be going under to sleep, and I'll hear like a door slam. But I know that there was no door that slammed because nobody's home. I'm there,
Right.
like, no. But that will happen to me sometimes.
Though the worst thing is if I'm on like a day 4 or I can't sleep, I cannot. You're so tired. I'll hear faint, old-timey music in the background, but it's so faint, and you go, "Where's that coming from?"
Is it ragtime?
It could be. I don't know. I'm thinking it's from the.
We know you love ragtime.
I think it's from the 1910 and 1935 era, anywhere between there. But it sounds like faint music. I don't know.
Who knows? It's crazy.
But I think I'm doing okay, though. I feel good. I feel relaxed.
Yeah. You're able to muffle out the head noises. That's good.
And Denise wanted to thank V for reminding everybody to do their mammograms. Mine got canceled, and I kept meaning to reschedule, and I heard you mention it, and so I called and got an appointment this week.
Good for you.
Yeah, sometimes just a little nudge.
Don't miss those appointments, girls. If you're overdue, this is your sign, because a year can make a big difference. If you've got something growing in there, you want to catch it early. You want to be stage 1. You don't want to be stage 4.
Okay.
You want to catch it early when it's small and it hasn't spread to anything else.
Mm-hmm.
You want to just lop that thing off if you have to.
Lop it off. And got an email here from JM that said, it's just a common misconception that food dyes are banned in Europe. They actually just put them under a different name. Example, red dye 40 is E129. Okay, that doesn't even make any sense. You would think that somebody would figure that out. Yeah, I know. I don't know if that feels like a...
Cite your source, blowhard.
Yeah.
Why are they a blowhard? They're just giving some information.
I mean, wouldn't we have heard that before now?
Well, the reason why I'm skeptical of that is they've shown the same foods, and they look different. So if they're just putting it under a different name, it doesn't change the appearance of it. It just changes the name of that.
They take stuff that's red over here from that red dye, and they use like beets.
Yes.
And then it looks different. I mean, it's still red, but it looks different.
Right. It's more natural than it is anything chemically.
Give me the beet dye. I don't want to eat any more chemicals. My kid is fucked. Magnolia is fucked.
Well, if she's fucked, then I'm really...
Her insides, I don't know. I think we missed it. I think our generation doesn't have the food sensitivities like our kids do.
So you think we powered through them? We still ate the same kind of food.
No, we didn't eat the same kind of food. They didn't have all that shit in our food. Magnolia's and Rocco's food is different than our food that we had when we were kids. But we had more natural ingredients. Yeah, we had sugar. Yeah, we had some of the dyes, but we didn't have all these crazy chemicals. We didn't have all these crazy pesticides. We didn't have all these crazy additives that they started adding to food to make profits higher and cost lower. This is all new. Our kids and then their guts are way different than our gut. And I can tell you, my kid struggles with gut issues. And she's a clean eater. She is not a bad eater. She's never been a bad eater. Mm-hmm. She struggles. She's allergic to basic things, lots of basic things. And I think it's from all the chemicals we put in our body. We've thrown it all out of whack.
Now, you have a lot of allergies yourself, right? Don't you have a lot of things you can't eat?
So I have exterior allergies more so. This is the first time ever that I've got back a report that had that, I had sensitivities to some dairy, but I knew that. I knew I had sensitivity to some dairy.
You're allergic to men, math.
Yes.
It came back dogs, cats, grass, trees, flour, mold, all that stuff. I know all that stuff. But my daughter's food sensitivities are off the chart with everything.
Okay. That's unfortunate because she has a very limited diet, what she can eat.
Yeah.
Could she eat salad?
Yes.
With creamy Italian dressing?
Yes. As long as there's no sesame or soy in it. It can't have soy or sesame.
Wow.
It's good you cut me off because I was about to go through every ingredient of a salad.
And Greg said, after all the discussions on ketamine recently, I felt like maybe I should share my experiences. Ketamine is an anesthetic commonly used in operating rooms and dentist offices to put you into a twilight zone, which is out but not completely unconscious.
And people are taking this for fun?
I would hate that.
But doctors also can put you completely out based on the dosage. It's a great party drug because it gets you very high from a tiny bit, normally snorted in powder form, and it gives you dance energy and a great high, but also very short lasting, maybe about 20 to 25 minutes of high before needing to snort some more, similar to how often people go back and snort more cocaine. But when drinking on ketamine, you have to be really careful because it drastically slows your heart rate, and people oftentimes can easily do too much, which makes you basically fall into a K-hole and potentially stop your heart. Good Lord.
Good gosh.
I've known plenty of people, including myself, that have fallen into a K-hole, and believe it or not, using cocaine will counteract the ketamine effect and bring you back to life. If you've done too much. So party people usually have ketamine and also cocaine on them to bounce back and forth if needed.
Now, if you do too much cocaine, that's when you take the Valium to bring you down. But if you get too down on that, smoke a joint. It's like, what the shit?
Well, there's going to be a certain point when your body just can't take that anymore, and you're going to kill yourself from too many substances.
Uppers, downers, uppers, downers, downers, uppers. Go to sleep, stay awake, dance.
Not sustainable.
I would recommend to anybody looking to experiment with ketamine to start very small and dose yourself properly based on building up slowly so you can get a feel for how it affects you. The feeling of ketamine is so good, it's easy for people to want to snort or administer more to your body, but the line between good and bad is so small, you have to be careful. Okay, man, that's crazy.
Isn't that what Matthew Perry was doing?
Yeah, he said you don't want to end up like Matthew Perry. I'm just like, no, they ain't nothing worth any of that kind of crap.
Here's my recommendation. If you're going to do ketamine, don't.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like my kind of party.
Well, you're just, every time you do it, it's not about partying, having a good time. You're like, all right, we're going to experiment, and it's like playing Russian roulette, which that game doesn't sound like fun to me.
Well, that's how a lot of people accidentally overdose. They get so used to the way a drug feels, and let's say they take something else that may block that drug, but that drug's still in your system, and you think you need to take more because it's not hitting like it normally does, you're fucked. That's how people die.
Yeah. No, that's not my definition of a good time.
No, just give me a couple shots of whiskey. Give me a doobie. I'm good.
Okay, old man.
Look, the old man high is a proven high.
That's how he got to be an old man. He didn't do ketamine in his youth.
Exactly. I stick by that.
Yeah.
No ketamine, and he's still kicking.
Lauren said, I heard you talking about refusing to answer the door for solicitors, and Jaber getting caught in a 20-minute conversation because he's too nice to tell him to go away. My husband's the same way. He got caught in a half-hour-long conversation with the solar sales guy. So I put this sign up on my door 6 months ago, and I've not had one person actually knock or ring the doorbell. The sign says this house charges $20 per minute for any unscheduled conversations pertaining to the sale of a product or service. Payment is due at the beginning of the conversation. Forms of payment accepted are cash, Zelle, or Venmo. By knocking or ringing the doorbell, you are accepting these terms.
It's a long sign, but it's brilliant.
She said it stopped it.
Just put, we don't have dogs here, we have people, and they bite.
Psycho sign.
I would knock on that door to try to sell some solar roof panels. Yeah, the solar panel people, I've gotten quick to them. Like, sorry guys, can't do it. I got caught up in the church group, and Virginia pulled in the one time, and there was a crew of church people in my lawn.
It was a bunch of Latin guys wearing cowboy hats, and they were so happy. I've never seen like door-to-door church groups look so happy. They were leaving his house and they just had the best time. Come to find out, he pulled out a guitar.
No, I had a guitar.
He was singing with them.
Oh, wow.
I had a guitar in my hand because I thought you were coming over, and I was playing in my little couch by the door, and I heard you knock, so I just had my guitar in the hand. And this is before I had a camera. So I'm opening the door thinking it's Virginia. Son, do you believe in Jesus Christ? I'm like, okay.
I do.
And then they made me play a song.
He did a concert for them.
And I gotta tell you,
and I pulled in as they were leaving. They loved it.
It was the reception I did not know I needed.
Kumbaya, mi señor.
They were clapping. They were so happy.
I don't know how the fuck I got in that situation.
I'm so glad I saw that because I was like, what the fuck just happened here?
They came back. They were recruiting me.
I know.
Yeah.
Now you can't answer your door.
I don't answer my door a lot these days.
Yeah, I got a religious guy hit me up at the Hard Rock. I was sitting there talking to my daughter, Caitlin. The queen was at the roulette table, and some guy came up, little Guatemalan dude.
What'd he say?
He was like, do you believe in Jesus Christ?
And you're like, yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, he started.
Have you ever heard of the Godcast?
He went into his bag and he started pulling out all these books. I'm like, oh, okay, great. He started handing me all these books. He's like, no, each one $20. And I was like, oh my gosh.
He was trying to sell you like Bibles?
Yeah, they're like little.
By the roulette?
Yeah, they're like, it was kind of crazy.
I feel like the Hard Rock would kick his ass out if they saw him doing that.
I thought so as well. Yeah, but I looked at the book and I remember it was written by a guy named Pedro Dong. I'm like, hey, look, this is awesome. Pedro Dong.
Pedro Dong.
My daughter Caitlin gave him $20 and he walked off. Yeah.
10 minutes later, you see him over at the slots, just putting the $20 in there.
Right, exactly. Selling. Yeah, he probably, the guys that came to your door, he probably stole their books and then sell them at the Hard Rock, trying to get gambling money.
That guy's getting gambling money.
I do want to look at the book written by Pedro Dong.
I'll bring it in for you, yeah. I was like, who would have known? Pedro Dong. He's a big Christian author, apparently. Milica, she said, I heard you on Friday's show mention that you and the Queen had pickle margaritas at the Hard Rock. Do you remember what restaurant or bar you went to? Yeah, we went to my room. So we were making them up there. So,
you made them in the room.
Yeah, the Rolsons are cheap. We didn't buy any cocktails there at the Hard Rock. We brought in our own stuff, and the Queen had seen a TikTok recipe for making them. I'll try to get what that is, though, and I'll post that up in case you want. I'll have her do a little demo. We'll do a little video on how you make it, because it was pretty good. She did that in the watermelon jalapeno as well.
Yeah, that's what all my friends do now. They all bring their own liquor when they're going on a road trip and just have that at the hotel room.
That's one of the things that I bring into the hotel room, a cooler.
Absolutely,
I must have my own cooler in my room. I need all my beverages, alcohol and non-alcohol.
Yeah,
we're not playing around.
You and my kidney brother Bigfoot, you two are the best road or party planners. You guys bring the heat. There's always alcohol there ready to go. Always some food.
It's on ice.
It's on ice.
We got cups. We got koozies. We got it all.
Well, you do 6 cocktails, and let's just say as an example, and that would cost you about $150, not without the tip, too. So it's probably more than that.
True.
And with $150,
I can get you a full bar set up.
I could buy 4 full bottles of tequila that I buy.
And fresh watermelon and fresh pickles. And then you put it all out, and it's like a whole little bar.
That's what she did, yeah.
In the room. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love that. Now, the trick, here's what you do. You go down to the bar of the hotel, and you buy one drink in their cup. Mm-hmm. You want their cup.
Yep.
And then you go up to the room with that cup to make your drinks in their cup. Then they will never question it. That's just obviously their drink. It's their cup.
The Queen did that. In fact, we have collector's cups from like all the places. So when we went to Jelly Roll, she smuggled the wine cup that she got there last time we were at Hard Rock Stadium, and she went in. Sure enough, they're still using the same cup. So she had her boxed wine tucked. I don't know she's like fucking Houdini.
She had a box of wine.
She's like magic trick. She's pulling boxed wine out of her ass, and then she's just pouring it into she's walking around with it. Looked like she bought it right there at the bar.
I love it.
So she's like, "Where are we going again?" I'm like, "Well," she's like, "Oh, I got the cup." And then she smuggles the cup and the boxed wines.
I mean, that is a pro tip.
Yeah,
right there.
And there she is. She's like, "Look how much money I saved. I saved $70. Like, how about that?
You're gonna pay it in the room rate.
Yeah, but at least you're not doubling up on it.
True.
Yeah. So Milik is going to the Heart concert on Saturday night.
Okay.
That'll be interesting.
These dreams
go on when I close my eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So beautiful. So beautiful. Yeah, I was getting right into that.
Yeah, it's always nice when you start off a song and someone finishes or sings along with you. The worst is when you start a song and you're left with crickets, which happens a lot.
I will never leave you hanging. If I know the words, I got you.
She's right there with it. Right there with it. And Kristen, she said, just something for discussion. I guess Sabrina Carpenter's new album shows her on her knees in front of a dude who's holding her hair and her mouth is agape.
Oh, boy.
And at her show, she has a big light-up sign that says, "Horny," as her backdrop. She has emulated the Eiffel Tower position with the dude at her back and front. I say she's an entertainer and sex sells and she can do whatever she wants, but I guess she attracts a lot of teenage girls at her shows. An entertainer like Taylor Swift keeps it clean and has a young audience. In fact, I think I had heard the story about Sabrina Carpenter was she did like 6 albums and they didn't really hit. And then she got all sexed up and started going that route. And then boom.
Bam.
Now my guess is she probably just had better songs. That was it.
You're right. It had nothing to do with her taking her clothes off.
Yeah, but it cut through. Cut through. I would like to listen to some of the songs on her older albums and then listen to Espresso versus that and say, okay, I can see why they didn't hit. Or, oh, yeah, she would have just gone sexy earlier.
I've had people reach out to me when we were talking about how we liked Please, Please, Please. At least 4 or 5 people reached out and said, I'm glad you guys are talking about Sabrina Carpenter. I've been a fan of hers for a long time, and I love her music, and it's good that she's finally getting her due. But, yeah, I think she's made a career switch up. A lot of them do this. A lot. They go through that sexy phase.
Well, it's called I Wanna Make Money. And if you're doing one thing over and over and you're not making money and somebody says, hey, do a sexy thing, this is how you're going to make money.
But I will say, though, you can go too far with the sexy thing, too.
I agree.
And it's not because I'm offended by it. It just becomes a little
cringy.
It becomes cringy. And then it also becomes, it's so over the top that you can't even defend it. You know what I mean? Like if
on your knees in front of the guy and he's grabbing your hair. Yeah, it's like, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, and you have every right to do that, but just know you might be cutting off part of your audience with the kids. But then again, who knows? It's 2025 and motherfuckers watching everything these days.
Well, she was just doing that. They had the Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards, and she got, I guess, multiple wins, and she had a pre-recorded message, and she did promise to produce more clean versions of her songs. I guess the Kids Bop version maybe, so that, kids could listen to it. Because I'm sure there's some parents who be like, yeah, you're not listening to that. You're not checking that out.
Less blowjob music.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing that...
Or, even just offer an alternative cover, or alternative video, and to say, okay, if you want to enjoy the music, we've got it so that it can be sanitized a bit for all ages.
And I always say that about a guy, girl, whoever, just anytime you overly do it to the point where you can't defend it and say, well, yeah, kids can't come to and see this shit because it's so over the top. That's just my opinion. But look, do you? It seems to be working.
It's definitely working.
The fuck do I know?
She's adorable.
Yeah. She said, I think it's on the parents. In Christina Aguilera's Dirty Day, she was more sexual and provocative. I think parents need to police which concerts their kids can go to because of the content and vibe. I don't think it's for the entertainer to necessarily change their vibe because of their audience. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you should ever change your entertainment. Just know that there's AB could equal C if it, you could possibly lose part of your audience. But I don't think she is. I mean, it sounds like what she's doing is working.
Yeah, she's going strong.
You're always going to get someone say, that's too crass. That's too that. We get that about our own show here.
Even though that Man-Child song is not that great, didn't you say it's charting?
Yeah. I can't remember. I think it had gone to number 1.
It's just not that great of a song.
Yeah, but to you, it's not a number. I mean, if you're a Carpenter head, you may love it. If you're blinded by the Carpenter, you're going to love it.
Mm-hmm. Now, she did cite a New York Post article, and it says Sabrina Carpenter swears she's just having fun, but there's nothing funny about her aggressive new album cover.
You know the name of the game. If they're talking about you.
True.
And they say the power dynamics couldn't be any clearer, but the upcoming album's title, Man's Best Friend, really sends it home. It puts women on the level of dogs, cute little pets there for male enjoyment.
Well, maybe that's the message she wants to get. I mean, maybe her album's about being submissive. And
well, then why does she have a song called Man-Child where she's making fun of a guy for being immature?
It's ironic, man. It doesn't make any sense. It's like when you call a fat guy tiny.
They say it's an amazingly regressive message from a supposed girl power icon, and it does a tremendous disservice to the millions of girls who look up to stars like Carpenter for cues about femininity and womanhood.
And then you'll get some other son of a biscuit that writes a counter article. This is what we need as women. If this was there's always going to be a counter to your counter.
I think they're upset because she is in the submissive role in that position, and people like Andrew Tate are like, and so they're upset about that, if I had to get the attitude of this article.
That person who wrote the article doesn't like being a submissive character. There's some people that get turned on by being submissive. There's some people that get turned on by being dominant. And it seems like she's going down that route of sex talk, and maybe she's, into that type of thing. I mean, it's a real thing.
You like being submissive, don't you?
Why can't you like both?
Oh. Do you go both ways?
All right, let's come on.
I didn't know when people switched. I thought you were one or the other.
No, you can be submissive in a role-playing situation. You can be dominant in another. And I think she's into that world. Oh. And I think if you're not in that world, you just think she's sending a worldly message about women need to get on their knees and take care of men. And that might not be what she was going for. But
enough about her. Let's talk about you.
You don't want to know about me.
Mm-hmm. It says she insists that she is a model of a woman who is confident in her own sexuality, even though it seems like she's expressing her sexuality while on her knees more often than not. Is this the female sexual empowerment of the next generation?
I mean,
I think they're reading too much into it.
Sabrina Carpenter is doing what she's supposed to be doing. Journalists is doing what they're supposed to. It's all about fucking getting people talking and mad.
Yeah, probably a good article for Sabrina Carpenter. Because you're right.
Yeah, it's going to make people want to, what's all this about?
Mm-hmm. Well, the journalist may be only coming with it with one point of view, where there might be other point of views there. And I don't know what's going on in Sabrina Carpenter's head. What I'm just saying is that the journalist may have gotten it wrong with exactly what she's trying to express with the worldwide message.
Well, it's the whole thing. If you just get outraged about something, it does a lot better than people who are not outraged and are trying to bring a civil discussion or make a civil point that is not full of rage and emotion. It just doesn't get clicks.
What's going to do better on social media engagement? Oh, Virginia, you look so nice and pretty. Thank you. Or, fuck you, bitch. Don't tell me how to look. That right there alone is going to get, what did Virginia say?
Right.
That rage engagement is a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, there is one thing that I would like to point out and congratulate, and that is what the state of Florida is doing for the people that are way outside of the bounds. You know, the state of Florida is number 3 in the nation when it comes to sex trafficking. I don't know if you saw, but 60 missing children in Central Florida, some as young as 9 years old, were rescued from trafficking and violent situations.
That is amazing.
The authorities arrested 8 people for human trafficking, child endangerment, and drug trafficking. One of the suspects is being held on a $250 million bond. So
wow.
They're saying you are not getting out to go victimize more people. So
I love it.
Love to see these stories. I hate that this is still the thing, but knowing how big of an issue it still is in this state and around the world, it's nice to see that some of these guys are getting busted, coming to justice, and then these little girls are being set free.
I wonder where they snatched these kids from. Like, what was the backstory? I don't need to know who they are or who their parents are or anything, but like, what are their individual backstories? Like, how did they get into this predicament? Were they easy to snatch? Were they hard to snatch? Like, were they all snatched from different places?
Yeah.
Or was it all one place?
Right. Yeah, I
Are they
think,
refugees? Are they immigrants? Are they? Like,
I think
what?
a lot of them might be kids from other countries and whatnot to kind of come here and get caught up in the mix. And, you know, in a sense, they've just disappeared. And here you have a child that is kind of on their own in this world trying to make it. And there's a lot of really evil, nasty people like this that are getting busted.
Good.
I think the Tim Tebow Foundation had a lot to do with it as well. So that
Good.
he's really out there doing the Lord's work. So he does football for a couple months out of the year, and then the rest of the time he brings people to justice.
I love it.
Tim
He's a
Tebow.
real superhero.
He is. He is. Does it all without a cape, Virginia. Can you believe it? All right. Well, that is it for us here. Thank you all so much for tuning us in. It's so nice when we're able to do a show for you.
Yay!
Dude,
Gosh,
it's
just
over?
great.
It's over?
did.
It is.
6 more minutes?
You can't. I'm out of here. I got a lunch date I got to go to.
You got to come too.
No, we got to eat. We got to get this toothpaste out of our stomach.
Yes. All right, y'all. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.